Thank you for joining us today. My name is Gail Watson, President and CEO of Women Speakers Association, the go-to place for innovative leaders, change agents, and women with a message to connect, collaborate, and grow their visibility worldwide in order to fulfill her mission. As part of this mission, we are very excited to introduce you to Voices of the 21st Century, a book featuring a collection of female voices rising up to educate, guide, and inspire you. And here with us today is our featured author, Francine Tone, a bold, brave, and brilliant woman who shares her powerful story. Welcome to the show, Francine.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's exciting to have you. I love your story because your story is really, you take a personal journey and one that doesn't start out that great in your life, but you find this common thread that really touches all aspects of our life regardless of who we are.
That's right, yeah.
So I would love to ask you, what inspired you to share your story?
I was inspired to share my story in this book in particular because of the subtitle using the words bold, brave, and brilliant. And I saw it as an opportunity to share with women that the words bold, brave, and brilliant don't mean massive, huge change or scary big steps, but instead it involves some of the smallest steps that you can take that could have a rippling effect in your life and change your life. And I've met a lot of women who have had backstories as bad as mine, some worse, and some not as bad as mine. But the one thing I have found in common is that all these women have a point in their life where they feel they're trapped or stuck. Maybe they're stuck being a victim of their history, or they're stuck in their job or a bad marriage, or just general life. I've met a lot of women who've kind of plodded through life and they look at their life and think it's unremarkable. Of course, when I look at their life, I see some amazing things in their lives, but they just look at their life or their situation and they go, is this it? Is this all there is? I wish it was more. But it's easier to stay in that sameness than it is to take that scary big step they think they have to take. And I'm here to share with women, it's not a big scary step. It's one tiny step that you can take that will have ripples and change your future.
Right, you are. I remember the first day that you saw the book cover, and it was that diamond creating that ripple effect that really spoke to you because you were the diamond. You saw yourself as that diamond.
Yes, I did. And it's sort of like when you have a bad background or bad childhood or even a current situation that makes you feel badly about your situation, you are a diamond in the rough. You really are. And we can polish that up. And we just take one tiny little step to polish that diamond up. And then I love the water, the ripples on the cover, because that's what it's about. One tiny little point that has this massive impact.
Right. Now I mean, your life started off when you're talking about helping other women get through some things that are tough times in their life. I mean, you were an individual. Your tough time started at the age of 5, I believe, right?
Yes, it did.
And there was no way you asked for that tough time to start as a very young child. So tell me, over the course of time, your story, how has that really impacted you today?
So my story is about the one small step that I took when I was only 5 years old. Now, when I was 5, I didn't know that's what I was doing, but it's in retrospect. I look back and I took one tiny step, which is the monkey bars, the name of the story that I have. And that step was that small step that had rippling effect. And today I have an amazing life. But I had one of those ugly stories, childhood stories. And typically people with those ugly childhood stories, women end up becoming alcoholics, drug addicts, prostitutes. I mean, when I was a teenager, hardly a night didn't go by that I didn't think about suicide. And a lot of young girls die at a young age because of those really horrible stories. But the point about all of that is you feel victim to your situation. And my one step took me out of that victimness at the age of 5. So despite what was happening around me and to me, I found solace in my one step that I took. And my story is a testament that one step makes the difference. One step can take you out of what you consider a bleak situation today and ripple into the future. And it all starts with one small step. It often starts with the idea that maybe, just maybe, I can make a difference. Just maybe you can do something to change your situation. And when you have that thought, bold, brave, and brilliant becomes that tiny little step that makes the world a difference in your life. And sometimes you need help getting there. I'm not going to say I got to where I am all by myself, because I didn't. I got lucky that my second husband, my first husband I wasn't so lucky there, but I have a son who is a big supporter of mine. My husband is a big supporter of mine. But if I didn't have my husband and my son, I don't know that I could have done what I did, because I don't think anybody can do this alone, especially when you have big hurdles and obstacles to get over. And that's why I've now stepped forward and decided I want to help other women. Whether it's getting through, what do you need to get through your current situation that seems humdrum and you want something more exciting and adventurous, or women who are struggling through their obstacles in the boardroom, in their professions, even in just life generally. What can you find to make a difference, to have that rippling effect, to change your life next week, next month, next year? The women I'm working with, which is, I always love getting the calls and emails from the women I work with, because we'll be working on one small step in one small area. And I'm here to tell you there is a rippling effect, because I get calls and emails from them and they say, Fran, I can't believe that over here in this other area of my life that we weren't even talking about has changed for the better. And it's because of the rippling effect of that one small thing we're working with over here on one side. And I see it over and over again, that there's this rippling effect. And I think I want women to know that being bold, being brave, and being brilliant is about just having the courage to take one tiny, tiny step. And it's not about taking on the world all at once.
I love that you break it down to make it feel easy. And just as you were talking about your clients who, come to you to work on one piece, but then they find the other pieces. I was actually just thinking, that was going through my mind is about you. I mean, the difference that you're making, Francine, in this world. I mean, you are giving light to once a dark topic where women would probably have to feel that they have to hold shame or guilt to themselves. And you're saying, no.
That's
no.
Right.
and I love that you transition this, that it sounds like those steps that a person would take to come through that is the same steps that hold us back from sharing our truth or holding us back in our careers. So I just love that you've made these parallels.
Yeah, I think that it's important for women. So many women feel like they have to hold back, that they can't stand in their truth. They can't stand in their vulnerability. They can't stand in who they really are. Women have a tendency to think they have to be superwoman, super mom, super something. And none of us are super anything. We just are human beings getting through life. But to be super requires you to be true to yourself. And isn't it time that women just stood in their truth, stood in who they are, instead of trying to fit in and mold into somebody else's idea? It's like, you are enough the way you are. And oftentimes we think that our history and our situation decides who we are, instead of looking within and saying, that's who you really are, not what somebody else has decided should be you. That's the difference between, I'm a big student of Brene Brown's work. about vulnerability and empathy and things like that. And one of the things that I loved about her distinction between belonging and fitting in. And belonging is knowing that you belong being who you are. Fitting in is changing who you are to fit the other person or the other group. And I'm all about belonging because belonging was the thing I didn't have growing up. I had no one to trust. I had nowhere to turn. I didn't feel like I belonged anywhere. And the idea of belonging was that given who I am, this is the package. Who you see is the package. Where does it belong? Not what do I need to change to fit somewhere? And that's what I want all women to feel, that they belong just because of who they are. And that's enough.
Wow, you just give so many very strong points, and I just feel your passion just coming through over these airwaves. And I know there's someone listening right now that is connecting to you, hearing your message just speak to their heart, and it's as if you're just speaking to them. And please share, what is that statement they need to hear right now? What is that words of wisdom and guidance that you can only give?
They need to hear this. This is the thing I remind myself every single day, and I'm sorry I'm getting a little emotional about it, is no matter what has ever been done to you or around you, you have the power to take one step for you that will ripple and impact your life and make all the difference in the world. And your history informs who you are, but does not define you. And I want you to know that you have a choice today to take a step today to decide how your future is going to go. And it's not determined by your history, because we all have a history and we can't change it. So let's move forward.
Wow. What a beautiful gift that you offer, a clean slate to each and every person.
Right. Sorry.
Thank you for showing us your heart, and thank you for being vulnerable and for being brave to come forth with such an intimate story, to be bold, to challenge our thinking, and to have your light shine so brilliantly, causing help and guidance. And I mean, you are just going to be the hope for so many people. And yeah, your ripple effect is massive, Francine. So, okay, here's what's if you are listening right now and you would like to read Francine's story that she shares, because you should, maybe it's for you, for your heart, but maybe you know somebody and it's for their heart. This is the ultimate gift, I'm thinking. So Francine, if somebody would like to order a copy of this book from you, would you be willing to put in a personal note or autograph it for them?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, great. So where can we contact you? How do we get this?
The best place to contact me is at my website, which is www.francine.tone.com. And if you wanted to consult with me, I speak, get my book, get an autographed copy of my book, anything, all the information is at that website.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you, Francine. I'm just going to bring us both up on screen here. I just want to really thank you again. You're powerful, and so grateful to be able to share your story as a voice of the 21st century. Truly a legacy that you're offering this world. So thank you again.
Thank you very much, Gail. It's been a pleasure to chat with you, as always.
And to everyone else listening right now, I want to thank you for joining in, and I would invite you to join us again next week and hear another amazing woman share her powerful story. So make sure you get that copy of Voices of the 21st Century. You can get it directly from Francine, and we look forward to connecting with you again really soon.
Thank you.